Hello, my name is Taichi Kuma. I'm an architect, but also I'm not just designing architecture, but also I am making community by operating share houses. So today I will talk about new forms of shared living. So this map shows the current Tokyo on right side. On the left side, this is the Tokyo 400 years ago. So we call Edo era. So amazingly, the form of Tokyo has been not been changed so much. And we have like the Imperial Palace in the middle, and then like we have the Kanda River sort of going through Tokyo, and then we have like Kirby Street on the hilly side, and then we have the pretty like neat grid structure on the downtown side. And then like we have a share house, the four share houses in the yellow part called Kagurazaka. But if you zoom in, actually the city structure has been changed a lot, like you can realize. And first of all, like in sort of the old Tokyo, Edo era has more open space. And also like the the properties are more like elongated. If you see like closely, you can see like elongated property. Whereas like the current Tokyo has like the very tiny like property. Also like the grains are very fine. And if you zoom in more, this is the typical the Edo house we call machiya, and they share the two houses. The left photos showing two houses shares the bathroom or kitchen and also the well. So they shared all the water related equipments. So in that sense, the Edo city has a lot of open space to be shared. But of course, now in Tokyo, it's hard to find this kind of the shared place. So that's sort of our motivation to make a share house. So we have four share houses in the area called Kagurazaka. That's a city center of Tokyo, but it's quite residential. And we have two new share house and two renovated share houses. So today I will talk about just new share house. One is like called the Sheyaraicho. We completed 2012. And then we pretty much inspired by these kind of the printing factory. So in Kagurazaka area, it's residential, but also we can find lots of printing company. And then for me, it's very interesting. It's very different from typical Japanese modern houses because it has a very soft and transparent wall, which is membrane. So with membrane, we can hear the sound from inside, like the machine noise, the people conversation. We can sort of sense the feeling of inside. So we want to use this material for the building facade. So this is our building. So you see like the next buildings have proper like the hard wall, but ours has only the membrane wall. So the share house is for residents to share the space, but for us we also want to space more public or more open. That's why we decided to use this soft transparent material. And then also the entrance is deeper, so we can open the zipper to enter the house. My friend from Brazil who came to the house, they are super surprised. If this is in Brazil, it's gonna be like tear down by knife, like the day it's completed. But this area is relatively safe and relatively nice residential area, so it is fine. This space is we call Doma space, like a multi-functional space. Also, like has a 10-meter high ceiling. So the meaning of the multifunctional, like we use for making furniture. And then sometime my friend like showed the fashion design, or we organize a talk event. We invite like the artist or the researcher to give the lecture. But if it comes to the each people's room, the private area has the proper privacy. And then we have the bookshelf for sharing books. And then this is the third floor, the living room. This is pretty open. And this is the shared kitchen. And then we have the edible garden, like edible herb garden on the rooftop. So this house, 7 people living here. Then we have a meeting almost once a month. But the meeting is not so important for now because, after like several years, community is already there. So we don't really need to have the proper meeting. We just like meet and talk. And sometimes for the living room, so some people like plays the guitar, or like we eat a lot, drink a lot in that space. And then so the next one, so I'm gonna talk about mobile house. So usually like making building takes time. Even the small building takes 1 year or 2 years, which is very normal. So we got a new site, new property, but we kind of like need time for design. So that's why also like we don't want to make space empty. That's why we want to have something temporary. And then I got inspiration again in the city. So I saw some food trucks. So the right photo is the Omotesando, and the left one is in Portland. And I found a lot of the food trucks. So the food truck is good because the architecture-wise, very simple. It's not even architecture; it's a car. So that's why we don't need to go through all the complicated architecture regulation. Also, like for the chef, so they can invest less money to have like their own restaurant or shop. So then we decided to install one sort of timber trailer house, which is actually designed by Kengo Kuma. So so this is like I think the first timber trailer house in Japan. So we install on the empty side, and then we made the bar, sort of DIY. We made by ourselves the counter and the chairs here, and we name it like this house trailer because apparently it's a trailer house, but also it's a sort of almost like a movie trailer for coming share house. This is the interior. So I asked my friend to be the chef for the bar, for this wine bar. So this became like really popular in this neighborhood, and we met like a lot of the new neighbor. We never like meet young people or like sort of old people, like sort of multi-generation people in this trailer, which is kind of difficult for just having share house. So when we sort of opened the trailer house, we met a lot of different kinds of people. This is how it looks. So it actually locates on the middle of the crossing street. So then finally, actually this year, we completed the new share house, which is called Share Tenjincho. So this is a 9 stories high share house. The first floor is a restaurant, and second floor is the office. And from third floor to ninth floor, which are the residential area, the share house. And then I said like we need a time for design, but it took almost like 6 years for design, and we did a lot of studies. So for us, it's the first time to design 9 stories share house. So with multiple levels, it's hard to make community space efficiently. So we did a lot of studies by making model, by making 3D model. And then finally, again, I got inspiration from the city. This is the city of New York. And the stairs are connect each floor, which is obvious from street. And then this is for evacuation purpose, but sometimes they hang out there, they drink there, they put the plants there. So, which is very like animating. So it animates the city. So we got inspiration from this. So then we decided to have the stairs on the facade. But also like since it's share house, it doesn't need to be just for emergent purpose. So this is useful for sharing terraces, each levels. So this is the plan for the 9 floors. This is the entrance for the elevator. So it's before people start to leave, so it's empty. But we take off the shoes and then put in the shoes case, and then we go into the elevator. This is office level. This is the stairs I said. So it's not just for the stairs itself is very like narrow, only like 500 millimeter, so which is very tiny. But I think our purpose is like to connect all the terraces. And then the working space, and even mini kitchen here. And then this is the shower space with the laundry machine. This is the living room. So, and this is the rooftop. So you can see the Tokyo view, like 360 degree. But since it's a multiple level and it's a pretty like complicated structure, so with photos, I realize it's hard to explain the space. If you can come here, I can show you, but it is a little difficult for now. So I made a movie for today. So please watch it. Thank you very much.